of Northeast Streaming Sports.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on?
It's another episode of the NFC East Show, episode 55, and we are broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and of course, Roku on the Northeast Streaming Sports Network. What's up, guys?
Well, before we get started, I want to give True Blue a huge apology. I completely forgot that we had made arrangements because you were up here this weekend, right?
Yeah, WrestleMania.
Yeah. Saturday was a no-go, and then because I got your text late, and then Sunday was a no-go because we were doing errands and I had homework. So had I would have known,
if you were like your kids and you did your homework at the right time, like when you got home from school, like you're supposed to, you would not have these problems.
Well, Philly, I'm a grown ass man. I do my homework when I want to, as long as it's done before the due date. So, and that was my fault. So, but anyway, how's everybody doing?
Good, man.
So obviously we see that we are one light today. Our Washington Commanders guy, our pork rind, as you will, is a North Carolina fan. And he is taking the night off to represent North Carolina.
Oh, I didn't know Pork Rind was a country singer. I didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. At least he wasn't doing a concert.
Right. You know, he actually thanked his fans for letting him watch the game. Like, no, you didn't. No, they didn't let you. You didn't give them a choice.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, hey, listen, guys, thank you so much for everything. But so, anyways, lots happened today in Eagles country.
Yeah, I saw that.
So there was some interesting things that came about. We went from 10 draft picks to 9 draft picks in the grand scheme of things for this year. However, we traded 3 draft picks for 5 in return. So it was an interesting day today. And I actually understand why they did it. It was one of those things that you could see some writing on the wall with, so it made sense for them to do it. And now I would say that our quarterback is on notice. He better do well or else
with the tools he's got.
Right.
Do you think you guys will draft? Wait, what position are you guys in the draft?
Now 19, aren't you?
Well, we were 19. 19 was our spot. We had 15, 16, and 19. Now we have 15 and 18. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me put up the banner. I actually have this all written out.
There you go.
So there we go. So it'll say underneath. Yeah, it'll be the last thing that goes past, but obviously the Eagles traded away their 16th pick and their 19th pick for the Saints' 18th pick and a first-round pick next year and a second-round pick in 2 years.
To New Orleans?
To the Saints.
Wow, so they're going after a quarterback.
The Saints?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, they got 2 picks. So they got 2 picks, obviously. So now I guess they're going to try to push up to maybe go to Detroit's spot. That this could be part of the motivation behind that.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're wanting to get, because Eagles were what position to draw? Saints were in what position to draft before this?
18.
And now they're at 15.
16.
Yeah, they're 16 right now.
But now they also have 19. They have 16 and 19 where they only had 18 before.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're going. Yeah, they probably wanted to jump up against Pittsburgh, and I know Pittsburgh's going to be drafting a quarterback this year. And
they got Mitch Trubisky, so they may not be trying to do that this year.
No, they're going for a quarterback. They're going for a quarterback.
Well, I told you I had a hot take for you. I could do it now, or I could do it later.
Yeah. Let's do it now.
The hot take that I have is that the Giants are the first team to draft a quarterback in this year's draft.
That is a hot take. That is not going to happen. I am.
But I'll tell you why. I'll tell you my reasoning behind it.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I didn't hear anything from this.
Okay.
But the one thing that I find that general managers like to do is they want to put, they want to make a statement, and they want their own quarterback. And I don't think that Daniel Jones has proven enough to the Giants that he is a quarterback to move forward. And I feel that the general manager, he's a new general manager, already got a coach. You know what I mean? They got a no-name coach, really, in the grand scheme of things, that they may be the ones that take the first quarterback off the board.
And what makes that more interesting is that all day today, before the draft or before the trade, there was the bar scrolling down on the bottom that he still hasn't signed his tender and it's due by May 2nd, or they haven't reached out to Jones.
Oh, you mean the extension?
Yeah, the extension by the 2nd.
So something came to light about a couple weeks ago regarding Daniel Jones. Here I am sitting here assuming that he's clear to play, ready to rock and roll. That wasn't the case. He at that point, he's still as yet to be cleared to have any kind of contact whatsoever. I don't, and I'm guessing that maybe that's what was the motivation for picking up Tyrod. Yeah, having a quality number 2. I don't even know if I don't even know if Daniel Jones, as of right now, I'm assuming he's clear to play now, but that's coming to
will be healthy for training camp. That's what Gabe is saying.
Well, no, Gabe, I hear you. And yes, I believe Daniel Jones will be, but as of right now, he is he's not. I mean, actually, from what I know to be true, he's not cleared for contact right now. Now, granted, they're not doing any contact drills.
Are you saying from the concussion that he suffered at the or the injury from
the neck injury? Yeah, he had a neck injury
with the neck.
Against, he said he suffered during the Philly game.
Yeah. Yeah, when he got a little twisted.
Mm-hmm. So there's, I mean, for me, there's a little concern with that as well. So maybe
the neck is always
right. And from what I'm reading, there's no tingling. There's everything else to be checking out okay. But here I am thinking Jones was ready to rock and roll, and that was not the case. So I don't see the Giants going quarterback. That is a hot take.
So here you go. Well, like I said, it's my hot take.
Right.
But Gabe is saying that DJ said he is cleared currently in his press today.
Oh, okay, good.
See, yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
that all being said, I still don't believe that the Giants feel like that he's the answer, and that there's a strong possibility that I think that the Giants are the first team to take a quarterback off.
And they're at number 5, or
yeah, we have 5 and 7. Yeah,
5 and 7.
So I'm gonna, respectfully, Philly, I'm gonna say you're wrong, and here's why. Here's why I say you're wrong. The owner, John Mara, said that if we can ruin this kid's career as much as we could. I'm summarizing, okay? They think very highly of Daniel Jones. Shane, the new GM, thinks very highly of Daniel Jones. DeBow thinks very highly of Daniel Jones. That's why they're stocking up on offensive linemen. Matter of fact, I would be, it's kind of one of those things. I wouldn't be shocked if we didn't sign onto his 5th-year option, but then I wouldn't be shocked if we did. Well, to be fair,
I'm going to tell you this: if they do draft a quarterback, Philly will find you, and he will give you his laugh right to your face.
We're gonna be hopefully. Well, I'm hoping we're all in the same spot.
Exactly. Which is very possible. It's very possible.
That's why I said he will find you, and he will.
One of us will be like,
I'm hoping to just look over my shoulder and then go.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, hopefully we'll be right next to each other.
There it is.
And then I'll be like, all right, you were right. Again, just the way the Giants front office has been talking about Jones in the recent months, it just makes me feel as though they're not going to get a quarterback first round.
See, and that's I mean, I guess maybe I'm used to Eagles talk where they say, "Hey, yeah, this is our guy. We're all for him. We're all for him," and then he's traded. So, but I'll be honest. Like I said, it's not. It doesn't behoove this general manager to stick with Daniel Jones.
That's facts. Yeah, you're right.
So, and that's ultimately, I feel that if he was to stick with him, now you are taking a year. I mean, maybe that's the way to do it too, because now you're taking a whole year and saying, okay, well, I stuck behind this guy where everybody said that he was the guy, but he ain't the guy. Now I got to go find a quarterback again, and we stunk again last year.
Yeah, well, and being in that type and being in the New York market, that's. I mean, they rip you a new one every day. And then with the injury intact, even though he came out on the presser today and say he's cleared or whatnot, I think from a GM standpoint, yeah, you have to go in and take a quarterback at that position. I know there's not many to choose from in this session, but
that's why I'm saying that they are the first ones to take one off the board.
Yeah, because Jacksonville's going offensive lineman first right out of the bat to protect their investment.
Right.
And really, so should Detroit. I mean, I guess Detroit's doing everything they can to get out of that number 2 pick. They don't want to pick a quarterback in the number 2 spot. They don't really have a plan for that number 2 spot. So they want to get as much as they can. So it's possible that they are going to trade out of that spot to somebody who's actually got something. Interestingly enough, it makes me wonder if Miami could also I mean, Miami, I think, has got also 3 first-round picks, or maybe they only have 2 or whatever. I think they've got a lot of picks, or there are other things out there right now that will be able to take hold.
Yeah.
I don't think Miami even no, Miami does not have a first round.
That's not true. They have like the 23rd pick or something.
Arizona Cardinals. I'm looking right now. You got Jacksonville, Detroit, Houston, Jets, Giants, Carolina, Giants, Atlanta, Seattle, Jets, Commanders, Houston, Baltimore, Philly, New Orleans, Chargers, Philly, New Orleans, Pittsburgh, Patriots, Green Bay, Arizona, Dallas, Buffalo, Tennessee, Buccaneers. Then you got Packers, Chiefs, Cincy, and Detroit. So apparently, Miami gave up their 29th pick to Kansas City in that
trade for Tyreek.
Tyreek Hill.
Okay, that makes sense then. As I'm saying, I knew that they had a pick, but
because they did have a pick, it says here via San Francisco.
And they gave up a lot for Tyreek.
Yeah, but I don't think any team gave up so much like what the Broncos did for Russell. That was a lot.
Hey, listen, and you know what? I love the fact that there are people right now that, media people that are picking the Broncos to win that division. And I tell you, I don't think the Broncos even make the playoffs. Just my opinion.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I have a problem doubting Russell. I mean, this was his first down year, and I think right now he has a lot to prove. But I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, that division's tough. I would not be surprised if every single team in the AFC West is in the playoffs. I'll tell you that right now.
Won't happen.
No, but I'm just saying
it's impossible to happen. Actually,
right. Let me ask you guys.
I mean, it's not impossible, but it's really. I think it is impossible. Because short of them winning every other game and going 500 with each other. You know what I mean? I don't think that it's even feasible.
Well, I'm saying like in the wild card. I mean, it is doable. I mean, if they have the best, I mean, if whoever has the best,
so you could have 3 out of the 4.
Well, you'd have to have one win the division. Yeah, right. You could have. I mean, there was 3 out of the 4 last year, or there could have been if they tied. If they tied the game. So, but realistically, you can't. I don't know that how you would work 4 out of 4, short of like literally just about going 500 in the division. Everybody going 500, and everybody else winning every other game. Short of that, there's too much beating up of each other in the process.
Right. Yeah. But you also got to remember in the 80s, the late 80s, early 90s, every team in the NFC East, except for Arizona, because back then Arizona was part of the East, was in the playoffs.
Not true. There was only 3. There was 5 teams, and there was only 3 that made the playoffs because there was only 6 teams that made the playoffs, and then there were 3 in the division. It's because there were only 3 divisions at that point,
right?
And then you'd have 2 that made it, and then 1 would come from like the Packers or the Bears or something like that. But it was never 4 teams out of the NFC East have ever made it to the playoffs.
Hold on.
Challenge. That's a lot of
accepted.
That's a lot of.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like, 'cause I remember, it was interesting. There was the one year that the Cowboys beat the Eagles, and they won the NFC East, and the Eagles could have been 11-5 and not made the playoffs. They wound up being 10-6 and not making it. And it was the last year. It was the second to last year. I guess it was the middle year of Kelly. Chip Kelly when he was here. We lost 1 game to the Cowboys, and that loss actually, because Detroit wound up going also 11-5, that if the Eagles went 11-5, we would not have made the playoffs. And that's the one weirdo thing that could possibly happen. For instance, you could be 6-10, as we learned, and make the playoffs by winning the division.
Right.
The opposite of that is you could go as high as 12-4. At least this was back when we had 16 games. You could go 12-4 and not make the playoffs with only 6 teams. Now that there is 7 teams, 12-4 makes the playoffs automatically. So, but that was the weirdo thing that was going on, that the Eagles could have been 11-5 had they won that last game, which they did not win, and still not made the playoffs.
So the thing I'm waiting for is the schedule. That schedule should be coming out anytime this month, shouldn't it? Before the draft?
No, they're doing it after the draft now. I heard it was May 12th.
Yeah,
May 12th.
Damn it!
I'm gonna throw something out there, and this is a hot take that, I mean, it's
Here it comes.
Yeah, it's stupid, and it's not even mine. It's not even mine. There is a gentleman. I need to find his name because I want to issue a challenge. A bet.
Ooh.
Okay. Yes, a bet. And I'm going to talk about this tomorrow on my show. Now, do you think the Jets are going to make the playoffs this year?
No.
Okay. Yes, I agree. This gentleman said, and I quote, "I don't think the NFL is ready for what the New York Jets are about to do." Yeah, shit the bed like they do every year.
That's pooping in the pillowcase.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I don't see that. I mean, the quarterback is good enough, but I don't think they have the. I don't know. That's a good one. After I see the structure and I see minicamp, maybe I can make a decision then.
No way, though. There is no way that happens.
Yeah.
First off, I still think that the Jets are 4th in that division.
Yeah, because you got the Bills.
You have the Bills number 1. You probably have the Dolphins number 2 now.
Yeah.
And then you would go then with number 3 being the Patriots.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that the Patriots are going to have a down year this year.
You think Matt Jones is going to have a sophomore slump type of year?
I think that Belichick is relying way too much on the fact that he had diamonds in the rough when he was with Brady, and that he thinks that he may still have those diamonds in the rough, and they aren't that team.
How old is Belichick? I mean, he got to be at least 100 and.
Well, they had a trade today as well, wasn't it? The wide receiver from Miami going up there.
Yes,
$12 million salary.
Yes,
and a couple of picks.
Now, I think first off, I got to say this. I think it's safe to say that Belichick is a vampire. Okay, he is what Blade would call a day walker. Okay, And secondly, I want to throw this out there, guys. Over under Patriots win another Super Bowl. I'm going to say 5 years. Over or under, or should I say 10? Well, because I want to, because I know Belichick.
It's so hard to say 10 years from now because who knows what could happen.
Okay, all right. Well, then let's just say 5 years from now. I mean, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I
think the Bills are a lot more. I think the Bills just need one more weapon on their offense, and they're pretty much wrapping up that division.
Well, let's be honest. If they didn't change the rules in the overtime, which I think is stupid, if you can't stop the damn ball, you don't need the ball back. That's one. And two,
but that's one of the things that I like about the USFL.
What?
The USFL is that the overtime is a different scenario type thing. That you're going to do 3 chances from the 2-yard line. Every time that you score, it's 2 points, and that you you either make it all 3 times, you make it 1 time and whatever, and then the other team gets to try it 3 times as well. So
I just think the Buffalo Bills are going to be wrapping up. They're going to be a stout team when they come up this season. I think there's going to be a lot of fire behind them after this past season and that one OT. It's going to be. I mean, the AFC is going to be stacked this year. I mean, from east to west.
And I tell you, I still think that the NFC wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have all of those teams, and they're going to be beating themselves up.
And that's what you look at the picks. I mean, the crazy picks are all in the AFC. All the trades and everything that's been going on is in the AFC.
Yep.
And for everything that everybody's complaining about, whether it's my Cowboys or anybody else, I mean, you're giving a lot away for nothing. I mean, look at where Denver's going to be at here in 3 years with what they've given up.
Well, I mean, think about the Rams. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like the Rams got 5 years. They signed him for 5 years. How is it that they are going to be able to handle? Like, what are they going to do? Drop half of the team next year?
Isn't it the Rams that they have not had like a number one? No, what is that? No, that's Detroit. Detroit hasn't had a number 1 pick. Or was it the Rams that didn't have a number 1 pick? It was the Rams, right?
That they don't have a number
now
1
Houston as well. How many picks does Houston have this season, or this? They got 1 back now because of Deshaun. Before they didn't have any draft picks this year in the first round.
O'Brien had that team
crushed. He killed them.
Well, now he's over there where Alabama.
Good old Nick Saban.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I don't care. So, other things that happened today, as I'm going to pat myself in the back and tout my own horn here.
There you go.
I applied to get my draft, to get the press credentials to be on the red carpet for the draft.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Now, I haven't guaranteed yet that I'm going to have it, but if I get that, first off, it's going to be hard to find a tuxedo to fit over my shoulder pads, but I'm going to find one. There's going to be a tuxedo jacket over top of the Philly sports guy and a bow tie and an Eagles jersey on and football pants. That will be absolutely amazing.
They were selling tickets to the red carpet, $2,500 a pop.
Who?
The NFL, what was it, On Location or something like that?
Oh, that's actually aftermarket.
Well, it came straight from that site. It wasn't on Ticketmaster or SeatGeek. Like, I get the fact that they want to make money off of this, but $2,500? Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
It's worth it. I mean, the $2,500, that's what that ticket's worth.
Well, I mean, I get that, but when you have, I mean, we're all dads here, and we would love to have our kid, with us creating memories. And yeah, I'm sorry, I don't got $5,000. I wish I did, but in reality, it's, I don't know. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way, I guess. Like, I mean, I get you want to make money off of stuff. I get it. And it's like a one-time deal, but God, there got to be a cap to it.
Well, I understand. I understand, but there's not. I mean, because ultimately, you think about this. I mean, it all is a matter of access. And, to be on the red carpet over there and drinking the champagne and stuff like that, because that's, when you're on the red carpet, I mean, there it is. It's, you got access to all those people. You have the, you're getting glasses of champagne there. You know what I mean? They're not fooling around. You know what I mean? It's carte blanche there. You get to do whatever the hell you want to do, just about, as long as you're not destroying something. So $2,500. I mean, think about the people that are on that red carpet there. Who wants to mingle with these guys? Music artists.
I don't think that's to mingle. I think that's just to be there, watching the people walk by.
No.
Actually go in.
To actually be on the red carpet. That's what I think. That's what I think. I mean, that's why. I mean, I literally, the moment that I got that notice, I immediately went and filled out my thing. So I had to be number 6 in line as quickly as I filled it out. And the truth of the matter is that I only filled it out for me. I'm not even sure, what am I going to do for a camera? Am I going to use my phone? It's a little ridiculous to do, but but maybe I'm going to. You know what I mean? That's what it's going to be.
Right.
But that's how that works. You know what I mean? That's how I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? It's like and literally, I'll probably do it live on TikTok, because that's where that would be the spot to do it.
And Gabe's got a question down there. I see it. And I believe that there is a list of some sort that has at least 10 of the top 20 players so far that have agreed to be there. I'm not sure who it is currently.
Do we know what players are going to be?
But I know 10 have committed.
Well, yeah, I mean, so I have no idea who's going to be there. I to be honest, that's the problem. Like that, so I gotta do a lot of homework that week if I'm going to be there.
Yeah, they've been sprinkling them in during the today's, during the sessions of NFL Live and everything else in between. They've been sprinkling who's going to be there, who's going to be in person.
So I mean, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting draft all the way around. Kind of, what's going to happen in the grand scheme of things. Like, are they going to have these guys walk out through the fountain?
I don't think so.
All right, but the red carpet is at the Bellagio.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the schematics of all that.
Yeah, and the festivities is on the other side from what the picture showed. At the convention center, at Caesars Convention Center.
And so, have you gotten your information from the Cowboys yet? True. Yeah, I'm wondering. See, and I'm getting antsy because I have to be like, hey guys, over here to the Eagles. Like, hey guys, here I am.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember how they do that red carpet. It's on one side, and then that way they can mingle all the way through, because that's several hours before the draft actually starts.
4 hours. It's from 12 to 4.
Yeah.
And the draft starts at 5:00 their time.
I do know Michael Irvin will be there.
And you did hear Jim Jeffcoat is also going to be there.
Yes, he is.
He said he was going. So
yes, he is.
We are going to have a live show on Wednesday night. We may call it the NFL Draft Drunk Party, because it's going to be Pork Ryan's birthday.
That's true.
So as he is all excited right now that North Carolina, it might be up or down. I don't even know what they're doing right now. But so yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, I will be so stoked if I can get on the red carpet.
I'll be stoked for you too.
I think about that, like how ridiculous it's going to be, because it'll be the first time anybody like that would be on the red carpet.
Like
you don't ever see super fans on the red carpet ever.
Oh, you mean so you're saying you will be walking on the red carpet?
I will be doing interviews on the red carpet.
Gotcha.
I'll be press. I'm going for my press pass, and I'm getting dressed up as the Philly sports guy in a tuxedo. This is how I do my content. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to vary from that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to put on a suit and not have the Philly sports guy because obviously, I mean, the tuxedo is coming off after the red carpet because it's going to be hot as hell.
Yeah, it's going to be hot in Vegas.
Yeah.
So I guess after the show, we should kind of get an idea of what the plan is. Yeah.
So Wednesday, I was going to we should do a show since we're all going to be there on Wednesday night. And now what I thought was going to happen is not going to happen. However, I have spoken to a number of other super fans that are going to we're going to have to do like we did last year, where we're going to talk to them. We're not asking Jimmy Johnson to come on the show.
Where are we gonna? Because I'm staying at Planet Hollywood.
We could do it at Planet Hollywood. We could do it. See, that's the good thing about this is that we could set up a camera and do it anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's not a matter of that. It's a matter of okay, this is how we're doing it.
Like, and just set up a table or in front of there. And
well, the problem is getting a table.
Yeah, that's right. Because I'm not carrying a table. Bad enough I gotta,
yeah, like I'm not bringing a table. I'm not bringing a table with me in the in the plane. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's part of the hard part of that. So but I have an idea and I have a thought process on how we're going to do that, and it's going to be interesting, and it's going to require a fifth person to help us out with that, but we're going to be able to really have a
and it'll be here quicker than you think.
Oh, I know.
Oh, it's here now. It's here now. Yeah, I mean, with everything else that's going on. I mean, obviously, you guys noticed that I'm painted up today, and this is day 4 of 30 days of face paint for autism awareness. And, literally, it's day 28 is the draft.
Yeah.
Yep.
So between that, I got 24 more days of face paint, along with the fact that on the 23rd of the month, I am having my fundraiser, and the theme of this year's fundraiser is chugging for charity.
Oh hell!
Where we're going to be chugging. The fastest beer chugger is going to win tickets to the Eagles-Giants game up in MetLife.
Okay.
So, with transportation and ticket, and the judge, one of the big main judges of this, Jason Kelsey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got Jason Kelsey. I got a couple of ex-Eagles coming over. I go to talk to a couple of more tomorrow before I go ahead and just say, I'm going to kiss their ass enough to see if I can get them to come and show up. You know what I mean? Because I really want them to show up. And not only that, like, we're having wiffle ball earlier that day. So, like, Mickey Morandini and Kevin Stocker, who probably don't mean much to you guys, but they were part of the 1993 World Series team that lost to Toronto, obviously, part of the Phillies. And we're going to be playing wiffle ball and then having the beer chugging competition. So it's going to be like a Philly Sports Palooza in my living room, as I call it, Dolan's Bar.
What was that Philly baseball player that had that weird baseball stance? He was a big dude.
Oh, he wound up going to the Giants.
I don't think he went to the Giants. He was on that team. He was on that team that lost to the what do you call it? To the Blue Jays.
Not that had a weird stance there.
Well, he had a weird name. I want to say Kruk. That's what I'm thinking of. He went to the Giants?
No.
Okay,
John Kruk. He didn't have a weird stance. He just had a body similar to yours.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I actually copied his stance. You know what? I'm going to take that as a compliment. Because I'm going to tell you right now, according to Thor in the Avengers, I have a body of a god. So just remember that. Endgame Avengers. Thor said it.
I think he was being dyslexic and said
no. He said it best. We all have a body of a god. and the beard to match. You'll get there, Philly. You'll get there one day.
Hey, I do have a little bit of a beard here going. You
Yeah,
can't
you got-
see it
you-
because it's
you got a little
green,
cut
but
to it.
it's there. It's there.
I'm looking forward to see what it look. You better keep it too. Don't get rid of it.
You know what? I have been told that I should keep it. That
Okay.
I am. Some people find me more attractive with the goatee.
I will say this. The wife told me not to shave the beard. That the beard is here to stay. And I'm like, say less.
I don't like shaving anyways.
Right.
Well, that's part of the problem with me. I don't like shaving. I can't stand it. And I have to shave all the time now, but especially my head. Like I use the Bic on the head because I got to get this all down. If I don't, it's a much more of a pain in the ass. So,
real quick, True Blue,
What's up,
were
buddy?
you able to get into AT&T this weekend, or you just tailgating?
I didn't. We were tailgating. My buddy Tailgate Joe came down, and he was throwing a tailgate there for all the wrestling fans. He
Did
does
Pat
that at the
McAfee show up?
WrestleManias. What's that?
Did Pat McAfee show up?
No.
Because he was
No.
the hit.
Ric
He
Flair
was the
showed up
hit.
next to at Billy Bates' tailgate next door. The one next door at the big tent.
Woo!
Yeah, you can hear him wheeling and dealing.
I can't stand that. I can't.
Did you
stand
go over
Yeah,
there and
but
see
it
Ric
was
Flair?
fun, man. He threw a hell of a tailgate, and I mean he throws the best tailgate up there in New York for the Jets. So he came on down and did it at WrestleMania. He'll be in LA next year, throwing another one.
There
He
you
had
go.
4 wrestlers there: Al Snow, D'Lo Brown, a couple of the ex wrestlers who are still wrestling. Teaching the kids nowadays. But
Got you.
I would love to meet Ric Flair. That's one of my all-time favorite wrestlers.
Not me. Yeah, unfortunately, one of my all-time favorites is no longer with us here. So
Who was your all-time?
I like Roddy Piper.
Oh yeah, he was a good one. Yeah,
Roddy Piper.
yeah.
yeah, the scene there at ATT Stadium was just, I mean, unbelievable.
The super fans that get involved with that are fun to watch.
Oh yeah, that's what was fun. He had a costume competition.
Yeah, I mean, because that's one of those things where it's like I came up with an idea for a show that I won't go into too much detail on here because I'm still trying to work out the details and such. But the idea was a super fan show, and of course, we as NFL people see a lot of super fans.
Yep.
But there are super fans in everything. I mean, obviously, if there wasn't super fans, Comic-Con wouldn't be a thing.
Right.
So when you get into some of those subcultures, like the WWE subculture and Comic-Con subcultures and such like that, it's amazing what some of these people can do. I mean, people get excited about the fact that I do, and I'm pretty basic with my face paint. You know what I mean? I just this isn't anything crazy to do, but some of these people go very, very eccentric. And it's just really amazing.
I mean, just to say the least about people involved in anime cosplay. I mean, the hours and the money and the material that they put. I'm telling you, have you guys ever been to a Comic-Con?
I have not.
Oh my God. You got to at least go to one in your area. I know they have one in Austin. I know for a fact they got one in Philadelphia.
I mean, they have them. They have them come through, but like real Comic Cons, like
LA.
There's the LA, New York. Like my brother is one of the board members of a thing called Dragon Con, which happens in Atlanta. And I asked him, I said, listen, I'm going to come down there as the Philly sports guy. I mean, why wouldn't I? Like this is all cosplayers. Why, I cosplay professional football. I cosplay professional sports. What else is there? Like I'm probably one of the only ones. There's a couple of us, but I'm one of a very, very small group of people that cosplays all of professional sports. And why wouldn't I fit into that group? And they're like, because none of them are sports fans.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's it. None of them are sports fans.
it's funny you say that. So the last Comic-Con that I went to, it was in Dallas, and they were interviewing everybody that that was dressed up. I mean, matter of fact, when I walked up, they were just interviewing I think it was Blade, right? And he had his sword, he had the glasses, he even had the haircut. I mean, a dude was all in. I got to give him props on his costume. And I walked up to him. I said, "Hey, can I do a quick interview?" And they're like, "For what?" And I'm like, "Well, Sneaky G Man. I'm a big Giants fan. I too, same kind of what you mentioned. Cosplay. No, we're good. We're good. It's a hard pass for us." So I was like,
Yeah, they're
"Hey,
not. So people
all I
that
got to do
do
is ask
that,
the question."
yes, people that do that actually, when you go to those things, they're a lot more introverted, just in general. Like where I'm very extroverted, like I do this because it allows me to have a bigger microphone, not because trust me, I if I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it. So let's be for real. But in
Yeah.
the grand scheme of things, it's like I do this mostly because my microphone is louder, because it allows me to get more accomplished. Like I can raise a lot more money painting my
Right.
face up than I can without painting my face up.
Right.
And those are the things. Like I can act out, but it don't make me a better fan. I'm not any better than anybody else. That's just what it is. So
So I've been to the Emerald City Comic-Con. I've been to the Denver Comic-Con, and of course I've been to Dallas has something called the Fan Expo, because they have two different types of Comic-Con. And you're talking about introvert. I had a unique conversation, and I'm not going to say what Comic-Con I was at, okay? And I'm going to make it a quick story.
Keep
So
his identity close.
I'm sitting at the table. My legs, my feet were beat to shit. I'm gonna be honest, because you do so much walking. There were who's the character on Scooby-Doo? You have Velma.
Shaggy.
I'm sorry,
Velma.
Velma, and who's the other woman? Who's the other girl? I can't. Anyway,
Not Louise.
no, not Louise. No. Anyway, so they were dressed and they were cute. I'll be honest, they were cute. And Mama Boss and Sienna, they were actually the whole family was with us that time. I went to go get food. Anyway, so they're talking whatever, and then they're saying, "Are you going to go to the after party?" And I'm like, "Oh no, we're probably not," because they have this big celebration. It was a Saturday, because we always go Saturday. And they alluded to a different party after the after party. And I was like,
Bow chicka bow wow.
I'm like, really? And here I am thinking complete opposite. And I was no, they didn't invite me. Let me just throw that out there. Had they, I would have gracefully declined. But however, I was like, "Oh, I didn't know y'all get down like that." So, you know what? Never judge a book by its cover. That's all I'm saying.
Like when I think about stuff like that, you think about the Olympics, and the Olympic Village. One of the things that they do is they make sure that every room has protection.
Mm-hmm. I heard that too.
Because once
you
you have
38 or
done,
9 millimeter.
Velma and Daphne.
Oh, yes,
Daphne,
yeah. Because I know one was
thank
purple.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, one was dressed. I mean, they were both cute. They, and I'm like, okay, all right, come on with your best.
Be a little shaggy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I bet you do like a little Scooby Doo. Bring a whole new meaning.
Sometimes this goes way downhill. You know what I mean? There's no pork rind. Next thing you know, we're talking about shagging Velma and Daphne.
Yeah, talk about
you
Scooby,
guys are
talk about Scooby snacks. And a whole meaning. Remember Scrappy? Put him up. No. That's the lion to the Wizard of Oz. I'm sorry.
It was. That was absolutely the lion to the Wizard of
Oz.
So,
but you know what I'm saying? Put him up.
Yeah, y'all done veered off right there.
Yeah, exactly. We're going way downhill. See what happens. What happens when he's not around. It's like all of a sudden.
I'm over here writing notes about stats I'm seeing over here on my TV.
You're talking about Velma and Daphne.
Yeah, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Oh, True Blue.
And North Carolina is up 22-18 right now. So for any of those people that are not watching the basketball NCAA basketball championship game, North Carolina is winning.
That's what I'm talking about.
I could care less who wins now that Villanova's out.
I mean,
I couldn't care at all.
Right. Yeah, it's just,
I would say for me, it's all about the conference championship tournaments. That's what I like the most. Not so much the Elite Eight, the Final Four. It's just those kind of, because there's always that one school that comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, so right now I know
like St. Peter's.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Right after tomorrow, there's going to be a lot of the sports are going to go in hiatus. Baseball's trying to pick up. Football's going to take a little week and a half break before the draft. You're going to see it's so.
Well, basketball ends this week too, so they're going to start going into the playoffs and stuff. That's why actually there's no basketball games today. So, which I thought was odd. I'm like, there's no basketball games today, and then I'm like, oh, that's because of the national championship. So everybody wants to pay attention to that, and that's where they're doing it. And I found that was very interesting that the NBA specifically scheduled that today off for
the national championship.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Well, it what's crazy.
I don't know that they've done it before.
Yeah, I think they have.
I think there's always been like one or two games, but
actually, now that I think about it, I think you might be right. I don't think they've ever had NBA. I mean, I could be wrong because I do remember being a season ticket holder with the Nuggets, and there was no games on the national championship game day. I'm just saying.
Yeah, maybe
in the 2 years that
I mean, I don't. Again, I don't know, and I haven't really paid that close attention, but. I mean, it is what it is.
Well, since you brought it up, I'm just sitting here like, oh yeah, you know what? You're right.
So I found it odd today. I was like, oh, well, it's a national championship, so everybody's watching the national championship.
I really miss going to
except the great people that are sitting here with us tonight, and I really do appreciate that. We've had a number of people checking in on us today, so those people are definitely hanging out with us. So I really do appreciate the fact that they are watching us rather than the national championship. As we just lost like 6 people going, oh, the national championship.
Oh my God, the game is on. What am I doing on this show?
So anyways, so now like I said, I did my hot take for the Giants on them taking the very first quarterback in the draft this year.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Who do you think they are going to take? Like, not necessarily a person, a position.
Oh, O-line. I mean, actually, no, I take that back. I would say it would have to be, if not offensive line, edge rusher. I am hearing some talks that they will go O-line on number 5, and then one of the cornerbacks at 7, which I thought was interesting. Because I would have went edge.
Yeah, I would think it would go in the other opposite way because you think the number 5 spot. I mean, I guess the safety from Notre Dame. He's the guy that's probably going to be top 5 is what I'm hearing, is that he was going to be in the top 5, and that if he made it down to 6, then he wasn't going to make it to 7. So ultimately, you'd have to kind of consider that. Plus, I still think that the Eagles are going to move Dillard before the draft, and I think that could come up with a late first-round pick. So I wouldn't be surprised if Cincinnati trades that first-round pick number 29 or 31, to the Eagles for Dillard. Because I think Dillard's a good offensive lineman. I just think that, I don't think he's worth anything more than that. I mean, you could feasibly say maybe he's only worth a number 2 or a 3, but the Eagles did trade, up to get him only a couple of years ago. And he is a good offensive lineman. He's just only good on one side. He can't play both sides. And the Eagles like that versatility. So, I mean, if Lane Johnson was to get hurt, they would move Mailata over to the other side, and then they would use Dillard if that was the call. I think that they're going to wind up trading him, though.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Michael's not sure about that on my side, but
if the Giants were to take one of the top 10 picks and drop back for future picks, wouldn't have been shocked. Wouldn't be shocked if that happens.
Well, I think that they actually use both of their first round picks. And like I said, I think in the number 5 spot that they pick a quarterback, or the number 7 spot they pick a quarterback, because I think that it depends on how everything's going. Who's in the number 6 spot? Carolina?
Oh, I got that right here. Hold on.
As of now,
I did have it.
If it's Carolina, then it's going to be the Giants. They're going to take it with their 5th pick, because Carolina is going to take the 2nd quarterback in the draft.
Did I? Okay, I don't have it. I'm lying to you.
Unless their coach moves up with Detroit.
Hold on. Who's in the 6th slot? Hold on a second here.
Because this is his 3rd year at Carolina, so he's not going to want to. Second?
Yeah.
Man, that seems like forever.
Well, he had a really rough year. He started out great, and then they went downhill right after the Eagles game, because the Eagles actually showed what you need to do to the defense to be able to get through them, and everybody else started to use that. But
Matt Rule, that's his name. Matt
Rule, yeah, he was in Temple, and then he went to Baylor.
Let's flip to another team.
No.
Here in the AFC South.
There's your echo.
Come on, there we go. Okay.
I don't know. They're still talking about Cam Newton.
Yeah, it's Carolina.
Here today, guys.
What the hell?
Jaguars.
Come on.
Jaguars.
Cam Jordan.
Yeah, they're still talking about Cam Newton going back to Carolina.
Yeah, right over there, Sneaky. You got
no, because I couldn't find the site that I had before, which was Wikipedia. So I went on the NFL Network, and then it just started talking to me.
You those commercials.
I needed a young priest and an old priest. I'm having an exorcism over here, apparently.
They have it. So, but I think I still think that the Giants are going to take the quarterback. Unless of course you're right that Charlotte does move up. Charlotte, yeah, that's what it is. In Carolina, the Panthers do move up to number 2 spot.
Who you think?
I'm gonna have to read up more on y'all's trade to see exactly.
Well, I think that the Giants will take the guy from Pitt. I don't think that the Giants would take the short guy. I feel like Carolina would take the short guy. And I'm calling him the short guy because I don't know his name.
What about Malik Willis? You think
is he the short guy?
He's not the short guy. No, he's not the short guy. I wouldn't be shocked.
Was he the guy that could throw 100-yard?
Something like that, yeah.
I wouldn't be no defenders.
Yeah, with no defenders and no pressure and anything like that. I tell you what I do want. Like I want the Eagles in the 3rd or the 4th round as quickly as they can to get that punter. I am big on that punter. A punter who could punt like 90 yards. So,
well, I'm just glad we resigned our kicker, so I don't have any worries there. It's going to be interesting to see what's coming down.
Zerline?
We've got 2
Zerline is now with somebody else.
No, not the field goal kicker, a punter.
Oh, yeah, because your field goal kicker sucked.
Yeah, he did.
He was released, right?
Yeah, he's now with the Jets.
Yeah. Jets, Jets, Jets.
Jete.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have fun tomorrow. I'm
All
gonna.
right, guys. So
Call that
another
guy out.
hour has passed, and we are closing it up. So next
Wow.
Monday we will be back here, hopefully with all four of us in tow. Getting ready to talk about what's going to happen at the draft. But in the meantime, everybody have a great week, and as always,
Let's go
Birds.
Giants.
Go Cowboys.
Ow! Woo!
Yeah.